Frydenberg joins us from Canberra. Good morning, Treasurer.
Good morning. Nice to be with you, Lisa.
The Prime Minister yesterday said the EU had blocked importation of 3.1 million doses of the vaccine. The EU says that's not true. Who should Australians believe this morning?
Well, the Prime Minister said those 3.1 million vaccines have not arrived, and that's absolutely correct.
No, he said they were blocked from importation. Blocked. He used the word blocked.
And what we do have before the EU, which has not yet got approval, is a request for 1 million vaccines to go to Papua New Guinea as a humanitarian act because they've had an outbreak. We know that they blocked our initial 250,000 vaccine request, and initially we wanted to put in a request for 500,000 of those vaccines to come to Australia, and they blocked those. And what the EU have said both publicly and privately is they'll not be exporting the vaccine until they've met their domestic needs. Now, that's what they've said, so the fact that they're not giving approval is effectively the same as blocking.
Well, Minister David Littleproud yesterday said, we are 3 million short at the moment. We were 3 million short by the EU. They cut us short. The language is important, isn't it? Because the EU this morning has said no new decision to block any further imports into Australia has been made.
Well, I'm just saying that the applications are before the EU, they've been there, they haven't received the approval, and in Papua New Guinea they're urgently waiting the vaccine, and Australia is working with Papua New Guinea to support them in their hour of need. So the reality is those 3.1 million vaccines have not arrived as they should have.
But were they blocked? They blocked, as the Prime Minister said yesterday?
They have not been approved, and if you're not approving, it's the same as effectively you're blocking. So
the request was put into the EU and they didn't approve it. Is that what happened?
That is what has occurred right now. We have not got approval for 1 million vaccines to go to Papua New Guinea in a humanitarian act. They are vaccines that were destined for Australia, and they're vaccines that we want distributed across Papua New Guinea as a close friend and neighbour who is suffering with an outbreak. And that would be a very important development if the EU, as we've asked them to do, give approval for that.
Turning to the IMF take on the Australian economy, you would have been very pleased to see those results, but it does come with warnings that there are daunting challenges ahead. And certainly when we look at what's going on in Australia, concern over housing prices and how high they can go, I mean, it doesn't mean that all bets are off for you, does it?
Well, certainly, the economic conditions continue to be very challenging domestically and internationally, and that's off the back of the biggest economic shock since the Great Depression. So there's no surprises in that. But what the IMF report does is it states that Australia continues to recover very strongly, and it's confirmation that we have outperformed all major advanced economies over the course of the last year. So seeing Australia's economic growth forecast go up by a full percentage point to 4.5% is good news. It's off the back of the fall in unemployment down to 5.8% and 88,700 new jobs in the month of February, jobs all of which were full-time. 80% of those jobs went to young people. We've seen our AAA credit rating being reaffirmed, and we've seen business and consumer confidence get back to its pre-pandemic levels.
And on jobs, what would you be saying to workers in Whyalla this morning?
Well, obviously the government is talking with the South Australian government about ensuring that we can continue to keep jobs in Whyalla, but that is a matter now before the courts, so it would probably be inappropriate for me to be talking about those specific matters.
All right. On Christine Holgate, the former CEO of the Australia Post, she's been furious in this submission that she's put to the Senate committee, saying she was illegally forced out of the job. Malcolm Turnbull, the former Prime Minister, says there's no way she would have been treated the way she was, including by the current Prime Minister, if she was called Christopher Holgate and not Christine. Are there real questions about how she's been treated as a senior woman by this government?
Well, Christine Holgate is a good person, a decent person, someone I've known for some time. She did put out a statement of resignation.
Has she been treated badly by this government?
Well, I think that she has been obviously treated appropriately in the circumstances where the matters have been raised, but I obviously understand that this has been a very difficult time for her, but also for the organisation. I'm not going to get between those differences that she has with the chair of Australia Post, but the board has undertaken an executive search that's nearing its completion, and they will make an appointment of a new CEO in due course.
Josh Frydenberg, good to have you on. Rapid fire questions this morning. Appreciate your time.
My pleasure.